Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Housewife Historian, and we are here to talk the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I'm going to be talking a little bit in code today because if you watch my channel and you watch my live, yes.
Is the plane going down? Are we gonna die? Why are you saying I'm salty?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the Housewife Historian, but you can call me Lindsay, and we are talking Real Housewives of headlines. We are just talking Real Housewives today, okay? We're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on over the weekend, some things that we've heard. I'm going to make this a really quick video with just maybe some fun facts. I know I mentioned in one of my other videos, and I did mention it this morning on a show I did with Krista from Reality Tea. There is a word that basically that Jacki was talking as the HIT on Teresa. And it's getting around Instagram and Twitter, and it's actually kind of funny how it happened, okay? So imagine this, Jacki's dad is on vacation somewhere tropical and beautiful, and he's lounging by the pool in a lounge chair with a drink with an umbrella and an orange slice and cherry, and he's enjoying life, and he doesn't think it could get any better until 5 beautiful blondes with bikinis and boobies and butts surround him and start talking to him about the Real Housewives and his daughter, and she's Jacki and la 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 and blase, and he's loving it. He's loving it. So you know what he does? He gets out and he FaceTimes Jacki. He's like, "You girls want to see Jacki? Just stay right here with me." And so they FaceTime Jacki. Now, allegedly, Jacki talked to these girls. They were fans. Blase skip, but she made the comment that Teresa's time is limited. Like, she's going to be done after this year, allegedly. Well, now Jacki's coming out in contempt and saying that she didn't say that she only was speaking to these girls for like 2 seconds when they FaceTime her, and she did not say it. So I want to know what you guys think, okay, about that. Please make sure that you leave a comment, okay? Because do you think Jacki said that about Teresa? I kind of do. I think she's a little frustrated. I think she filmed all season, and that's giving her the implication that she was going to be full-time. Then they said she wasn't full-time. And the issue with that is you can film. Look at, we were just talking about this morning, and look at Tiki Barber's wife. She filmed the reunion. Look at Escala from the Real Housewives of Potomac. She dressed up for the reunion. They both did. And they came. And they didn't get any airtime, not even a second. So there's that. And then, of course, everything is Potomac. But over the weekend, we did hear some things about just the Gorgas are really in the headlines right now. Kim D was on Behind the Velvet Rope with David, talking a lot about what I talked to you guys about, the whole Bulldog situation and Melissa, allegedly, when Melissa and Joe first got married. I can take you guys down memory lane really quickly and give you a rundown about some things that not everyone realizes. So we were always kind of given the implication that Joe and Melissa met in Cancun, but we find out later that Melissa actually was dating Joe's really good friend. Now, that would have to be Bulldog because she dated him for like 4 years. Anyways, she ends up meeting Joe and she hooks up with Joe and they become inseparable, okay? Because allegedly Melissa was trying to settle down and she wanted to get married. She was with Bulldog for 4 years, allegedly. Now, what happened when they were filming was totally different. Bulldog was on Twitter and he was saying that him and Melissa had met up in between, like, the kids. Like, she had 2 kids before she had her last kid. They had met up. They met up with one of her friends. Well, it was a mutual friend of theirs. I'm assuming because she was a bridesmaid in Melissa's wedding. But that's the story amongst everyone. And Teresa almost kind of let it out of the reunion. But the real thing was Bulldog was Joe's good friend. And I'm thinking that their group of friends went down to Cancun. Joe was there. Melissa, 1 + 1 = 2. They come home. Joe and Melissa start and she moves out of Bulldog's house, moves into Joe Gorga's $3 million house, and gets married 8 months later. Okay, 8 months. 8 months later. So I think that it's also important to remember, and Teresa has said this, Teresa's mother has said this. Joey Gorga was engaged 2 other times before Teresa. 2. So that's 2 other women that Teresa and her mother had to meet, had to try to get to know, had to try to like, what you do when your son has a girl that he likes. He was engaged to both of them. The second one, the engagement went as far as the wedding was planned, and there was an altercation at the wedding shower that ended the wedding. So again, Teresa and her mother and father are not forced, but they have to get to know another woman, try to like her, try to get her to like them, try to do what mother-in-laws do. And they think that he's going to marry her all the way up until the wedding shower. Okay. So then we have a third one come, and this is within a couple. This is a very short time span, guys. So then Joey comes in with Melissa, and he dates her for 8 months. And at this point, Teresa and her mother are probably like, I'm done meeting new girls with you. Like, I don't even care who you're dating. Like, don't tell me that you're even dating until you're walking down the aisle, because you've had all these engagements. I've had all these different women around my kids. I'm trying to get to know them because I love my brother and I want to be a part of his life. And now here you come in with another woman. 8 months later, you guys are going to get married. Yeah, okay, whatever. So I think that they had a rough start, okay, because of the fact that Joe had these previous engagements, and Teresa and her mother, were trying to engage with these women, okay? And so it was hard when it came time for Melissa, and they probably didn't even think that it was going to work out. And by the time they realized that it was working out, it was too late. There had been so much damage done between Melissa and Teresa, and it just snowballed. And then you have the show, and you have Kathy and Richie, and a lot of people, touch base. I put it out a couple of things, and if you guys want to comment, that would be great. I love other people's perspective. And I keep saying, I think Joe and Teresa love each other very, very much, brother and sister, but they have spouses that are profiting off of the show, profiting off of publicity. Teresa goes to bed with Louis every night. Joe goes to bed with Melissa every night. Those are the opinions and the advice that these two are taking, okay? In my opinion, Melissa should have said, hey, Joe, you need to go to your sister's wedding. I'm going to stay home. Just go. Sneak in, sneak out. You don't even got to go to the wedding reception. Just come in, sit down in one of the pews, and at least you could be there. You know what I'm saying? Because now you've added another, ton of bricks on top of all these other wounds that have not been healed between them. And so it just makes me wonder, I know that Melissa and Joe are a united front, but at the same time, it just says something to me. It just says something to me, something that doesn't seem right. Because I don't know. I just think that Joe wanted to be there when, then Louis and Teresa go away on their honeymoon, and they got married. It was a weekend celebration thing. And by Tuesday, Melissa and Joe had already come out with their new podcast, a version. It was Melissa, and she had Joey on as a guest, and of course they talked about the wedding and why they weren't there, and pretty much talked about as much as they could about what happened and why they weren't there, because they didn't want people giving them heat for not going and them looking like bad people, and so they came out, and really you can find that episode on Melissa's podcast. But yeah, that happened. So I think that when you're on your honeymoon and then you're listening, you hear about these podcasts, your brother doesn't come to your wedding. That's going to be some wounds that they have to heal between only Teresa and Melissa. And I really think the only way those two are going to get along is if one of them separates and stays single and could be a throuple with the other two. I don't know. That's a joke. I'm just teasing. Of course, nobody wants to see anyone get separated. Now, here's also a little bit of tea. Now, this tea came from Kim D from Behind the Velvet Rope. I'm sure you guys will listen. She is talking, because you guys know Teresa and Louis and Dolores and Polly are all in Paris. They may be home by now, but they've been in Paris for at least probably the last week. People were rumored to say that they thought Dolores was going to get engaged. She was going to get a ring, that Polly was taking her there to propose to her, the most romantic place in the entire world, Paris. Blase skip. They're going to get engaged. They're going to get engaged. They're going to get engaged. They did not get engaged, okay? And allegedly, the issues are still stemming from Frank being part of the cast and filming. Now, this doesn't make a lot of sense to me, guys, and I'm going to tell you why. A couple of things that are important. Number one, Frank is part of the cast as like the men group, and he does have probably a separate contract. However, his girlfriend Brittany she was been filming because Danielle, who has been casted as one of the new girls, who's Team Teresa, that's one of her really good friends. So she's probably including Brittany in filming. I mean, that's what I would assume. And then we have to talk about the fact that it's not like Dolores and Frank just broke up, okay? A lot of people don't realize this, but Dolores divorced Frank when she was like 8 months pregnant with Frankie, and then still named him after Frank. He was cheating on her, allegedly, like when she was like, before she got pregnant. I don't know all the details. It's a long time ago, okay? All I know is that he's been on the scene. He's been dad, according to Dolores and to Frank. However, husband, no, they didn't have a good, relationship like that. And allegedly she divorced him when she was pregnant. So it's been over 20 years that they've been divorced. They've had every opportunity to get back together. Guys, have you ever had that family member that's like gotten married to the same person more than once? More than twice? Raise your hand if you have a family member that's gotten married to the same person 3 times or more. Not me personally, okay? But I'm just saying it could happen. It's people reconcile and they get back together. But they never did that. They've had opportunity after opportunity. So it does not make sense to me that Paulie is saying he's still upset about the Frank situation. That sounds like a bullshit excuse to me. And I'm sorry, but I said it, and I'm not sorry because Dolores deserves the best. She's an amazing person. My last piece of tea, did we talk about Jacki and her dad being on vacation, living the dream in the Bahamas. It wasn't the Bahamas, it was somewhere tropical. And he doesn't think life can get any better. And along comes 5 beautiful women in bathing suits with boobies and butts in his face, talking about how much they love his daughter and they love the Real Housewives in New Jersey and yah. And they get a round of drinks. And so you know what he does? He FaceTimes Jacki with all of her favorite people. She has no idea who they are, but they're fans and they're there with her dad. Say hello. Allegedly, Jacki said something along the lines that this was Teresa's last year. She wasn't coming back, cutting her off at the head or something like that. It got its way around the internet, and Jacki, of course, has since denied. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that this is her last year? Do you think that Jacki was talking shit about Teresa? I kind of do, because of the fact that I think she thought she was going to be full-time because she filmed a lot. That's the truth. She thought she was going to be full-time because she filmed a lot, and that's okay. However, the fact is that just because you film doesn't mean that you're going to be included. My goodness, look at Escala from the Real Housewives of Potomac. Look at how they did Tiki Barber's wife. She filmed the whole entire reunion. We didn't even see her one time. So I don't know what's going on there, but I'm sure it's not good. And I told you guys before, I think that we're going to be getting this in December. The wedding, Teresa, all of this has to stay really relevant for this 3-part series from Bravo to make it. I also want to talk about and mention really quickly, do you guys notice that Miami gets no press? They get no pushing, no advertising, no nothing. So I'm going to advertise today for the Real Housewives of Miami. Y'all should go check them out on Peacock. It is worth it. They're going to be starting soon, and I definitely want to cover it. Peacock is so great because they'll give you 4 episodes. 4 episodes when it starts. Like, they'll air the first initial episode and you get like 3 more within a day or 2. And then 1 episode a week. So it's like exciting because you get 4 all in 1 week and then 1 every week after, and it really helps you to get involved and get engaged. And so I just want to tell you guys, it's worth it. Check out the Real Housewives of Miami. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, turn those notifications on. It's so important. And of course, everything in my video is alleged. Also going to be posting some new merch, working on my website. Hopefully it'll be up and running soon and you can get on there and order for yourself. Have a great day, guys.